In 2012, the film Cloud Atlas, directed by the now sisters Wachowski, was released in theaters. One of its parallel storylines depicts the Korean city of Seoul in a distant future. It shows a fast food chain where only young and attractive waitresses work, specially selected and trained for this job. As the plot unfolds, the audience learns about a ritual for food service workers who reach a certain level of maturity and transition to a better world, a so-called promotion. However, the room where the promoted colleagues are taken turns out to be a facility where their bodies are processed into energy soap, which the waitresses consume. Some may say, what can you expect from a film that partially highlights the extraordinary abilities of homosexuals, directed by filmmakers who later changed their gender? I must admit, I wouldn't have paid much attention to this episode either, until I found this information. An American biotechnology company, Cenomix Limited, specializes in producing various food additives for the food and cosmetics industries. If we check the English Wikipedia page, we'll see that their proudest achievement is a component called HEK293. And if we dig further, Wikipedia tells us that HEK stands for human embryonic kidney, cells derived from aborted human embryos. For those who don't consider Wikipedia a reliable source, I suggest checking the links below, including the ATCC organization's website, where you can not only view certification documents, but also purchase this product for several hundred euros. And if we visit Cenomix's website, we'll see the company's partners, processors of aborted human embryos. The list of partners is far from complete, but we can already recognize a couple of familiar names: PepsiCo and Nestlé. Researching this topic and looking for additional sources confirming that these companies use HEK293 in their products leads to evidence of public protests, not only in American states, but also in Russia. On the Cenomix website, in the Frequently Asked Questions section, there's a question about food additive labeling on products. The response states that manufacturers have the legal right not to disclose which specific food additive code or coloring agent is used, citing commercial secrecy. This means that consumers have no idea that by purchasing Nescafé instant coffee, Nesquik cocoa, Maggi seasonings, baby food, or other products under the Nestlé brand, they are consuming products containing human-derived ingredients. It may sound horrifying, but it's true. Look up activist protests outside the company's offices yourself. The history of human flesh consumption in Western civilization runs deep. For example, the English King Charles II regularly drank a tincture made from human skulls. For some reason, skulls from Ireland were considered particularly valuable, and they were imported to him from there. A detailed historical overview of European cannibalism can be found in the article Europe You'd Rather Not Know About. Those interested can check the link in the description. But let's return to modern times. Today, people legally consume placenta and dietary supplements derived from it, and the trend of eating placenta is growing year by year. In many Western maternity hospitals, there are even regulations for its use. Either the mother keeps it, or it is sent to laboratories for hormone-based drug production. We've all heard about the miraculous properties of stem cells, but where do they come from? In the 1930s, a Swiss doctor named Paul Nihans appeared. He bought a house in the Swiss Alps and named it Clinique La Prairie. Soon, his list of patients included some of the world's richest and most powerful people: Winston Churchill, Charles de Gaulle, Somerset Maugham, Bernard Baruch, and many others. These elderly men improved both physically and mentally. Indeed, Churchill lived to 96, Thomas Mann to 80, Somerset Maugham to 91, Bernard Baruch to 95. Nihans himself lived until 1971, reaching 89 years of age. But longevity wasn't the only result. These men remained intellectually and physically active until their deaths, avoiding typical ailments of old age, including sexual impotence. The method was simple. Embryonic cells from sheep or cows were extracted and injected as medicine into the patient's body. Initially, elderly millionaires were treated with animal embryos, but later, doctors discovered a far more effective solution: alpha-fetoprotein, derived from unborn human fetuses. A mere 1.5 thousandth of a gram of alpha-fetoprotein costs around $200,000 on the global market. In the former USSR, only 5 grams of this substance were produced annually, manufactured by a small, inconspicuous plant in Tashkent. Fetal therapy has repeatedly sparked public outrage and has been explicitly called a form of cannibalism. Today, one of its most active advocates in Russia is academician Professor Sukik of the Russian Academy of Medical Sciences. Since 2007, he has headed the Kulikov Research Center for Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Perinatology in Moscow. He gained nationwide fame for persistently promoting fetal cannibalism in Russia since the 1990s. According to Sukik, fetal therapy is the latest achievement in biology and medicine, a living supplement to conventional therapy, and an exceptionally promising field in medicine. For this therapy, the most suitable candidates are unborn babies, preferably healthy ones, who are mercilessly extracted from the womb in the second trimester of pregnancy through controlled abortions performed for medical or social reasons. Controlled abortion is a premature birth artificially induced by hormonal drugs. These abortions are carried out based on prenatal diagnostics, which determine if the baby has an incurable congenital defect or anomaly. However, given the industry's vested interest in dead fetuses, the accuracy of such diagnostics is questionable, leading to an alarmingly high proportion of healthy babies being killed. Now, consider another aspect. Several years ago, Dutch scientists grew lab-made beef for hamburgers using cow stem cells. This is already being introduced into society through Overton window strategies, and once again, the Dutch are ahead of the curve. I am certain that technology either already exists or will soon emerge, allowing for the cultivation of any animal organs in any quantity at minimal cost. And not just animal organs. Will there be people willing to indulge in human flesh without any legal consequences? After all, no living person is being killed for their meat. It will be grown in a bioreactor using personal genetic material. Don't like this future? But what can you personally do to prevent such a scenario? Share your thoughts in the comments below this video. And the simplest way to resist these inhumane plans is to share this video wherever you deem appropriate. See you in the next videos on our channel. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.